Okay, so we're going to jump into Ambassador 101, and this is just going to be the basics that is going to help you get started on your plexus journey. The first thing that we have to do as far as training is to give you a independent Plexus Ambassador disclaimer. We are not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. So we want you to know that the results and the information that we are talking about is not going to, we're not going to claim to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent disease. So this is my husband and I, and you can see in the photos there is a dramatic difference in our before picture and to our photo when we have been on Plexus for 4 months. We have now been on it for 8 months, but this was kind of halfway through our journey, and a little, brief synopsis of what it has done for us. We were both this past summer, the summer of 2015, just exhausted and really just kind of surviving on junk food, surviving on coffee, not getting a lot of sleep, and overweight, and really just struggling to keep up with life. And we started Plexus and really began to see our energy was sustained and natural. We don't have a dependence on coffee like we used to. We don't desire sugar and carbs to give ourselves the next up anymore. And so just a lot of amazing results that we've seen. And we're very passionate about sharing these products and helping others to find similar journeys. And so the first thing that we're going to do is talk about the keys to success in your Plexus business. The biggest thing that we can share with you is belief. And that's a fourfold journey. So we want you to believe in these products. Some of you may have just started on the products. Others of you have been on them for several months. And your belief may be in different levels. But what I want you to do is see that these products have worked for thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And so if you do not have this life-altering story yet, that's okay. You can still believe in these products because you've seen what they've done for others. The second is to believe in our company. Our company is phenomenal. And I could not imagine a better company with stronger morals and values, and they have really paved the road for our success. The third part is to believe in yourself, and this is going to be, the make it or break it in your business, is whether you believe in yourself. And so there's going to be ups and downs. But if you believe that you can do this, that it doesn't take some special, rock star to go to the top of this company, that it's for ordinary, everyday people, then that is going to be the key in your success. And lastly is belief in network marketing. Network marketing is truly a profession. And it's one that is giving freedom to families like none other. And so when you have that strong core foundation of belief, you're pretty much unstoppable. It doesn't matter the time frame on the journey. People have different time frames. But if you have that core foundational belief, the sky is the limit. Next is consistency. Now, with everything in life, consistency is going to be key. You need to be consistent in taking the products. You really need to be a product of the product. And so in order to have the belief in the products, in order to have your story and be able to share with others, you need to know what these products, the potential, what they can do for you and for others. And so I really encourage you to continually try out new products. We have 15 different products, and every month I try to add in something new. And this is the first, this month I have finally tried out all of them. And so I'm really excited because, there's some that you may look at and be like, oh, I don't really need that right now. But what if somebody else really needs that? And so I'm trying out plexus nerve, and that was the last thing that I had not tried. And so I want to be able to have a story about how I take it and what it's done for me, so that I can share it with other people who need that. Consistency in sharing the products. Now, this is something that you're going to find your own rhythm, and everybody has a different schedule. Some people work full-time, some people homeschool full-time, some people have their daytimes free. So whatever it looks like for you, I want you to be consistent in sharing the products. And I want that to be daily. I really believe that if you share daily, whether it takes you 5 minutes of sharing, or whether you spend a good hour a day reaching out and sharing the products with people, you have to be consistent in that. And so next part of it is consistency in sharing the business. Now, when you're sharing the business, you're going to be sharing with people who really who need financial freedom, or that you think would be amazing at this type of network marketing. A lot of times we shy away from the business side and we just promote the products, which is, the products are life-changing. But I can tell you that the business can be even more life-changing for people. There are so many people who are just making it day to day and paycheck to paycheck. And sorry about that. Let's do it. So, okay. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to jump back into it. Sorry. All right. 2 seconds now. I got to find how to turn this off. Okay. So, and then last is consistency in training your team. And even if you have 1, 2 people underneath you, consistency in pouring into them, encouraging them, even if they're not in there for the business, consistency in just pouring into them. And so I highly encourage you to really get your daily mode of operation down with those 4 things. Quick little history and growth lesson on plexus. And these are great statistics to kind of have in your back pocket when you're sharing with people. That plexus in 2008 started out as a breast health company. And from the very beginning, plexus has been about whole health. And 2009, Plexus Slim was launched. And that's really when we started to kind of begin getting into the field of supplements. In the last 3 years, Plexus has grown by over 16,000%. One of the greatest things that I love to share with people, we have a 60-day money-back guarantee, but only less than 1% of those products have been returned, which means that these products work. 40% of products are purchased by customers. So, with network marketing, a majority of the time, products are purchased by the ambassadors or by the distributors. So they are carrying heavy stock and inventory, and then they're trying to sell it off. Well, Plexus doesn't work that way. We purchase just our own products, but then the fact that 40% comes from customers, that's a huge thing in showing that the customers of these products really work. We're a client of Morgan Stanley, and that is something that just speaks for itself. And Plexus is debt-free, which allows them to be very generous in their compensation plan. So we're going to start off just as far as with our training about finding your why. Now, your why is what is going to fuel and motivate you through the good and the challenging times. With any business, anything that you do in life, there's going to be hard times, and there's also going to be great times. But you need to be able to find your why. Why do you want to do this? Why are you so passionate about the business and passionate about others, sharing these products with others? Because that is what is going to hold you through the ups and the downs. I want you to really think about, what is a successful business going to look like for you? What do you want out of this? The opportunity. What do you want? Just a few $100 extra a month in order to help your family, go on vacation or pay for activities? Do you see something? Do you see more than just that? Do you see retiring from your job, or retiring your spouse from their job early because you see a bigger picture? So really think about, what is it that's going to drive you? How is Plexus going to help you grow personally and professionally? I think that's one of the greatest aspects of this business is when you first begin, you begin to start discovering traits and characteristics about yourself, and start developing leadership skills that you did not have previously. And so looking at, how do you want to grow as a person, and what is this going to mean to you? So what is Plexus? Is this just going to be a side income producing job, which is great? Is this something that you want to go full in and go as fast and to the top as you can? It's really up to you, but you've got to find that why, and you've got to find your motivation. And so once you find that, then that's going to help you to go into goal setting and activity. So once you find out, okay, what do I want out of Plexus? I see the income chart. I see that I could make as little as $400 a month all the way up to $440,000. What do I see in this season of life? And then from there, we're going to set goals and activity to get you there. So step by step, we are going to break down those goals. We're going to look at annually, monthly, weekly, and daily steps of how to get you where you are. So I want you to really think, in all areas of your life, where do you want to be 1 year from now? I want you to look at the financial scale, the income that Plexus has put out. And I want you to look at the different ranks and think and believe, dream big. I want you to look at where you want to go in 1 year. Where do you want to be? And also look at, that's financially, but I also want you to look at spiritually and personally with your family. Start visualizing what you want your family life to look like in 1 year. And so once you've kind of gotten that down, I want you to create a plan to get there. I suggest breaking it up, usually about 6 months, kind of a big chunk, 6 months here, and then 6 months after that. And then break that down, those 6 months, into monthly increments. So look at, if you want to get to, say, Ruby, Senior Ruby, Emerald in 1 year, cut that in half and say, okay, so if I want to get there, that means I need to get to, Senior Gold or so in 6 months. Okay, so if I want that, let's break that down into monthly increments. How am I going to get there? And to do the point calculations, to do the crunching the numbers of how to get there. And I am more than happy to help any one of you get that. I did that personally. My husband and I both did that personally, where we broke down the numbers of, okay, we want to get here by this certain date. So then we knew how many points we needed each month. And then we knew how many people we needed to add as a team to fulfill that. And I can tell you that that has been the most helpful thing that I've done in this business. And I have literally every one of my monthly goals. I've done this now. It's been 4 months that I've done my goals and towards my 6 month goal. And every single month, I have been just 5 to 10 points over what I estimated I would be at. So it's been a huge, huge thing in helping me know what I need to do this month to get to the goal, the end goal. And so, like I said, I would love to sit down and help each of you write that out for you and look at your long-term goals, break those down into monthly goals. And then from there, you're also going to break that down into weekly and daily goals. You're going to look at, okay, so if I'm running for Emerald, okay, I'm going to need to go do my income producing activity, not just reaching out to 3 people a day, maybe reaching out to 5 or 8 people a day. If your goal is to maybe get to gold in a year, and then because you're working full time and you've got a lot going on, and your goal is gold in 1 year, then we can look at, okay, so maybe reaching out to 10 people a week. So it helps you to know where, how fast to go on a weekly and daily basis. Now, income producing activity is going to be your daily practices that you're going to be doing. Plexus is going to be a business for you. If you're watching this and you're learning how to share, regardless of whether you're just doing this as a side business or whether you're going to be doing this looking with a vision for full time, it is a business, and you will get paid. If you treat it like a business, you will get paid like it's a business. But if you treat this like a hobby, you're only going to get paid like a hobby. So I really want you to invest yourself in this. Whatever your goals are, I want you to invest yourself. So weekly and daily activities. This is kind of where the rubber meets the road. We have these big goals. We have this dream, but this is where it happens. So weekly, and these numbers are going to depend on what your goal is. But I gave you just kind of a scenario. So weekly, sharing Plexus products and the Plexus opportunity with 3 people. Now that's a total of 6 people. So that is brand new people that you have not shared that with. So you're also going to share your skills with at least 3 team members. That's training, encouraging them, getting on the phone, talking with them, helping plan out their goals, that kind of thing. Participate in 1 event a week. Now that's different trainings. That's we have a plethora of different trainings within our upline. That's could be doing one yourself. That could be doing an event yourself in your home with some friends. It could be jumping on a training. It could be attending a training in person. So doing all of that is pretty much a perfect 10 week. That means that you have that week done your income producing activity. Now, like I said, if your goal is big, I would double those numbers. So then daily, it says, just imagine if you did the 3 + 3 + 3 + 1 every single day. If you handed out 3 sample cards to potential customers, you post about Plexus on your Facebook page, you revisit your why and your goals. And a great way to do that is to make a dream board. And I know that sounds kind of funny at first, but a dream board is basically a visual display of what you are wanting, what your why. I've got one hanging in our bedroom wall, and I see it every single morning, and it's sitting there reminding me why I'm doing this, what is driving me, the things that my husband and I, we dreamed together about the things that we wanted. And so making that, writing down your goals or your why on an index card, putting it on your bathroom mirror, just places that you can see that that will motivate you. And then also investing in personal growth, at least about 15 minutes a day. So we have got some incredible ambassadors within Plexus that are pouring out to us. And it doesn't matter what team they're on, doesn't matter where we're at within their team. They make videos, there's trainings, there's things all over YouTube for us. Books, I am reading a couple different books right now. There's all kinds of ways that you can invest in yourself. And so daily doing that. To get started, within, we say to reach out to 3 new people with their products, 3 new people with the opportunity. That can be a little overwhelming. And it's kind of like, okay, where do I start? Well, to do that, you need to have a good running list. And the list is the Frank's list. And this is going to be one of your most prized possessions. And I can tell you that in the beginning of the business, I did not see the value in the Frank's list. I was just like, I've got people on the top of, kind of in my head that I can recall and that I can to reach out to. But I was not intentionally thinking through who I wanted to reach out to. It was really more of just if their name, came in my head, then I'd message them. But the Frank's list is going to be a lifeline. And I was told I needed to make this a few months ago, and I begrudgingly did because it is a lot of work. But I can tell you now, it is one of the best tools that I use in my business. And so I encourage you to do this, to sit down and spend an hour and just write down names. I've got a working list now, and I can help you. I have a ton of different resources on how to help you with this. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to go down your list and you're going to start thinking of those people that just come to the top of your head. And I don't want you to prejudge any names. I want you to just go ahead and write their names down. So you're going to go through friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, kids connections, service organizations. And these are going to just be names that fall into those categories. It's kind of a memory jogger. And so basically what you're going to do is I would love for you to come up with a good 100 to 200 names. And you're then at the end, once you've kind of come up with your Frank's list, then you go through and you highlight or circle the top 10 or top 20 that either need the products or need the business. And I can tell you that this is so imperative, because if you don't reach out to your friends and your relatives and your acquaintances and share about Plexus, somebody else will. And I have been in this long enough to have seen many of my friends that I have on my list, they have joined Plexus with someone else. And so it is kind of one of those punches in your gut when you have a friend announce that they just joined Plexus and they're on your list, but you've never actually made the initial reaching out to them. So, and I had this happen a couple weeks ago where I was like, I never even thought about that person. And so that's why this Frank's list is imperative. Now, as you've got your Frank's list, as you're reaching out to them personally, you're also going to be at the same time posting on social media. Now, I know a lot of you get scared by posting on social media. In the beginning, I know it was a huge fear of mine, a fear that I didn't want to come across as selling something to my friends or bothering people with Plexus posts, because I know beforehand I was bothered by people that I felt were trying to sell me something. But I want you to look at, we are not selling products. Truly, these products are changing people's health, their lives, their financial future, and we know the value of these products. And it would be very, very selfish of us to keep them to ourselves and to be experiencing a lot of, just amazing changes in our own health and in our finances, to be collecting a check, and knowing that friends of ours are sick with diabetes, or are struggling with all these different health problems, or are having to go on government assistance and food stamps because they can't pay for their groceries. Well, we're sitting here with a gold mine, and if we're not sharing, that's essentially saying, this is mine, and I'm not going to share it with anybody. And so I want you, when you start thinking about sharing on social media, start thinking about this opportunity, and these products are changing lives. And I don't want to, at the end of my days, say, well, I was too embarrassed to share about it. So once you get over that initial fear, I think it took, a good week of me posting on social media. And then I was fine. I was great with it. And I saw people responding and saying, I'm so glad you posted that. I had no idea about any of this. And so I really want to encourage you to get your first post out. And if you've done that, I want to see you be able to post consistently and daily. Biggest thing I'm going to tell you is to balance your posts. I tend to, there's so many amazing Plexus posts and educational articles, things like that I could all day post about Plexus. But if I did that, a lot of my friends would get frustrated and feel like I'm trying to sell them something. And so I really want you to balance your post. I want you to try to do a ratio, whatever ratio is good for you. I try to do 2 posts, personal posts, to 1 Plexus post. That doesn't happen all the time, but don't forget about sharing your life with your Facebook friends. And if you weren't a big Facebook poster before, I want to encourage you to do that. I want to encourage you to share, inspiring little quotes, or talk about, going to the park with your kids. Just talk about what's going on in your life. And Plexus is just a part of that. And I want to encourage you that you will be posting, and you may not get likes on your posts. You may not get messages asking, oh my goodness, tell me what this Plexus is. And that's okay. In the beginning, I felt like I was posting to a brick wall, that no one was listening. And over time, over consistently posting, people started asking questions. People started saying, okay, so tell me a little bit more. But in the beginning, it was pretty quiet, and that's okay. You're not always going to have these, all this momentum, or people knocking down your door to tell them more. But that's why consistently posting is key. And I want you to also, at the same time as posting, at the same time as reaching out with your Franks list, I want you to be building relationships. The whole part of network marketing, it's a beautiful, beautiful profession, because it's just about building relationships. And we're not building relationships to sell a product. We're not building relationships to gain more people on our team and to trick them into jumping onto Plexus. I am loving the fact that I am getting to connect with new friends, with old friends. Even if they don't end up wanting Plexus, that's okay. I've got a new friend in my life, or I've establishing more of a deeper connection with friends. And so just be real with people, be genuine, and just always look at how you can pour into people and connect with them. Another thing I'm going to share with you is videos. The importance of videos. This was a huge fear of mine in the beginning, was to make a video about why I do Plexus. It was a challenge that I was given many months ago, and I was scared to death, and I think I took like 20 different takes of it. But basically, what I would love for each of you to challenge each of you to do is to make a video about why you are doing Plexus, whether it's the products, what you've seen them do in your life or what you hope they'll do, or whether it's for the financial, like the freedom that you've seen in that. Videos are vulnerable. Videos are personal. And that is what people are looking for. So think about challenging yourself to making a video about your why and posting it on your Facebook. As you're sharing Plexus, I would love for you each to have about a 20 to 30 second elevator speech that kind of you carry around. So when somebody asks you, well, tell me what you do, you're not going to stumble over your words. When I first got into Plexus, someone asked me that, and I honestly had no idea what to tell her. I said, well, like, I sell supplements. That's not very inviting, is it? Or exciting sounding? No. And so I was very caught off guard, and I had no idea what to say. So since then, I now have prepared a quick little 2-sentence thing about what I do. And I say it with enthusiasm, and I say it to really kind of get a conversation going. And so I've heard people say, you know what, I help families have more time and financial freedom, or I help moms stay at home with their babies. So saying things like that where they're going to ask, oh, well, how do you do that, is a great little nugget to throw out there. I would love to encourage you to talk to strangers. When we are out in public, that is a market of itself. And so talk to strangers. If you're at the park, if you're at the grocery store, if you're waiting in line at the DMV, I mean, anywhere you go, there are people. And what are most people doing? They're looking at their telephones. They're sitting there scrolling through Facebook, looking at their telephones. They're not engaging. It is something that has made me so sad to start, when you start looking at people, we are all consumed in our own little bubble, in our own little world on our telephones, or consumed with, with our kids, trying to get them through the grocery store. We don't look outside of our circumstances. And I want to encourage you that in this business, building new relationships and inviting people into your life is key. And it's an incredible part of the business. So when you are out in public, I want you to put your phone down, or I want you to start looking outward and seeing who you can connect with, who might need just an encouragement, who you feel, there's people where when I'm going to Target and the cashier's like, oh, it's been a long day. That's a perfect segue into telling them about why they need the pink drink. So getting really creative. You can always friend them on Facebook. Say, you know what, I'd love to connect with you. Like if you meet a mom at the park, I'd love to connect with you. Maybe we could meet at the park again next week the same time. Friending each other on Facebook right there. And then she's going to see all of your Plexus posts, which is a great little way. You're not having to say, hey, so let me tell you about this amazing pink drink that I'm, take on everything. It's more of building a friendship and a relationship. And then they're going to see what you're passionate about. I would say, let's see, the last thing on here, I'm going to, as you're sharing with Plexus, is I want you to break up your day into small little increments. So some of us are, may have an hour. Okay, maybe we have a full hour where we can devote to the business, which is great. But many of us are running around and we've got a lot of things going on. So it can be overwhelming to think about, how in the world am I going to get all this in? Well, I want you to break up your day into, maybe take 3 or 4 15-minute increments. Set your alarm on your phone. And in those 15 minutes, you do your IPA, your income producing activity. Reach out to 3 people in 15 minutes. That would be, you could get that done right there in 15 minutes. The next 15 minutes that you do, maybe you could follow up with some of the people that you've reached out to previously. Make your Plexus post. there's all kinds of 15 minutes can go far when you're in this business. Now, what I'm saying is doing this consistently. If you can do 3 15-minute increments a day, you're golden. And as you are sharing, I want to equip you in, we are all going to come up with, we are all going to be faced with different objections. People are going to say, oh, that's really expensive. Oh, I don't think that that's for me. Or, oh, I don't need that. I exercise and eat fine. Well, those are objections. And there's usually a deeper rooted seed to their objections. And so we just got to kind of figure that out. But what I love to use is called the shield of confidence. And so objections are usually just a defense mechanism saying, well, I need a little bit more information because they have maybe a preconceived notion about network marketing or about Plexus. Maybe they've heard some negative things about Plexus. Or they just really think that you're trying to sell them something because network marketing, they feel is not a business or a profession that they value. So what you're going to do is when you get objections, you are going to actually, your first hope is that you're going to bring up an objection before the other person has a chance to do so. It's kind of a way of getting it out there, acknowledging kind of the elephant in the room. But if you don't do that, sometimes I'm like, I was spending so much money before I started Plexus. I was going to Starbucks every single day. I was, craving junk food, swinging by Taco Bell, eating Sonic ice cream, all the time. But now that I have Plexus, I have saved so much money because I'm not doing that anymore. So that's a great way to kind of block an objection, bring up the price objection before they have a chance to do so. But if someone brings up an objection, you're going to use the shield of confidence. And what this is going to help you do is present Plexus from a place of strength, okay? It's going to turn the conversation back to what you know. In Plexus and in this business, we start sharing, and most of the time we start sharing and we don't know everything. We don't have all of the facts. We don't have an answer to every single question, and that's okay. We all are learning. And the beautiful thing about Plexus is that you can start sharing immediately and learn as you are earning. But in these conversations, I want you to be able to turn the conversation back to what you do know. And I want you to, if you are super confident in the triplex combo and what it does and what it has done for you, then talk about that. Talk about some of the perks of the parts of the company that I shared with you about how they started off as a breast health company and that they've always been about full, whole health, and that less than 1% return rate. Those are huge things. Now, what you're going to do with this shield of confidence is you are going to share your story and the stories of 2 others. Now, stories, and the reason why I want you to be a product of the product is so that you have your own story, okay? Your story is undeniable. They cannot refute your story and what Plexus has done for you. So I want you to have that. I want you to have your story ready to share. And I also want you to have other people's. You can use my testimony. You can use Christine Weir's, Suzanne Shirley's, any of our testimonies that you've heard of, and share about how it's helped them. So this is the shield of confidence, which is a super fun little graphic that kind of shares with you a little bit of the 4 different quadrants. When you have an objection, these are the 4 different things that you are going to talk about. The first one is a 60-day money-back guarantee. That Plexus stands behind their products so much that they're willing to take back 2 months worth of empty bottles and give you a full refund. That's incredible. That Plexus regularly updates the scientific research behind the products. So talk about, like, these products have research. All of their ingredients, you could just look on PubMed and find articles and articles of research about the ingredients and why they work. You can talk about the phenomenal growth of the company. Some of those statistics that I shared about over 16,000% in 3 years. And then talk about different thousands of online testimonials from real people. Again, you cannot refute those. So a very, very, very common question is, well, how do Plexus products compare with company X, Y, and Z? And I get this all the time. People have, they have a potential, or they've had a friend talk about, well, I take this, so why is Plexus any different? And I never go into the negatives or the comparison of another company, because you know what? I'm not going to go out and research other companies. I don't care. What I care about is knowing what about the products of Plexus. So that is what I spend my time researching. I don't research other companies because honestly, Plexus works, and I don't need to know why other companies don't work. So what you could say, a way to kind of block that objection is, well, I don't know anything about that company, but what I do know is, and that's where you share your personal testimony about how Plexus has worked for you, why you've chosen Plexus over something else. And then you could share a couple other stories. Then you could talk about, well, Plexus has grown over 16,000% in the last several years, and it's been recognized twice on the Inc. 5000 list of the fastest growing private companies in America. You really don't achieve that level of success unless the products work. And you pair that with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So that kind of hits all 4 quadrants. You talk about the phenomenal growth of the company. You talk about the stories from real people. You talk about the 60-day money-back guarantee. And you also just talk about the science behind it. So it gets easier and easier, and you can come up with lots of different objections and kind of talk that out so that when somebody does say something about the price or about something like that, you can easily block that. Now, within the business, I love that we do not have to reinvent the wheel. It all boils down to the power of 3. So growth in this company, there is no magic formula. There is no 5 steps to get to be a diamond. It all boils down to the power of 3. And this is what every single ambassador that is building their business, this is what we're all trying to do every single month, is individually, we want to bring 3 new ambassadors onto our team. And then we want to help those 3 get their own 3. And when that happens, that's called duplication. So you're teaching your 3 how to do exactly what you just did. So then they go and get their 3. And then they teach those 3 how to go get 3. That level of duplication, your team will explode if you can duplicate yourself. You do not want to gain a bunch of followers. You don't want to have a ton of level 1s or a ton of people that have joined you that just follow you and don't do anything. They just look to you to be the leader. What you want to do is to get those people, get your level 1s, and you want to pour into them and train them up to be leaders themselves. You want them to go out and be strong leaders and be able to train their people. So you are making leaders. You're not making followers, and that's key. Now, here's just some numbers that if you personally sponsored 3 ambassadors and then each one of them sponsored 3 ambassadors, the math, the number of ambassadors at the end on 7 levels would be 3,200 ambassadors. It's crazy, crazy, amazing. And so it's that simple. Duplication is that simple. When we're talking about duplication, a lot of that falls into training your people. The beginning, the first step of that is going to be welcoming them onto your Plexus team. Now, I would highly encourage you to do this over the telephone, to set up a welcome call within the first 48 hours before they've even gotten their products, to walk through some of the compensation plan, even if they're not wanting to do the business, which most people do not envision starting the business in the very beginning. But going ahead and giving them that information and encouragement that there's probably, a couple people in their life that would benefit greatly from this. So you're going to first start off with that welcome call or a welcome email. Now, I have an email for ambassadors. I have an email for customers. You always want to welcome them with an email because it's going to have documents attached to it. And I would love to share with you what mine are, and you can personalize it to your own, flair and desire. But it's super important to be able to give them that information, even if they're not going to read it right away. It's super important to give that to them so that when they do want to jump into the business, they're like, oh, wait a minute, there's some kind of email somewhere with documents in it. Then you want to welcome them to the team pages. Now, this is crucial because I have seen some people, they join, but then they're never added into a team page. So I don't know them personally. I don't know, all I have is a name that an ambassador joined. But remember, this is relational and this is network marketing. And we want to be a community that pours into one another. So even if they are just have the desire for wholesale purchasing products, it is key that they're in a community that is going to surround them. And so add everyone. And I apologize before I add them, and I say, hey, so I'm going to add you into some groups, and I'm going to apologize. I'm about to tag you in a bunch of them, but I'm doing this for your benefit so that you can have a community of support and that you can have resources at your fingertips. And a lot of times what happens is in these groups, the Plexus community, as you know, is phenomenal, and they begin to build some relationships. They begin to start seeing the resources that the leaders are posting. And so it can get them interested in, oh, so you can actually make money doing this and things like that. So super, super important to welcome them into the team pages. Then send out helpful training videos to them. And like I said, if they're not interested, that's okay. You can simply send them little videos or little snippets about the products or about, finding your why, things like that to kind of ease them in. But your team is going to mirror your leadership. And it's just, as your leader, that's a heavy weight and a heavy responsibility for me, knowing that my team is going to mirror my good and my bad leadership qualities. And so I want you to be very aware of that as your team is building, that you are responsible for yourself and your leadership. And that is why personal growth and development is so key, so that you can be passing down strong leadership to your team. So the next one is to run with your runners. Now, like I said, people join Plexus for different reasons. About 80% usually just want to be wholesale buyers. They may tell a person here or there, and they may get their sister or their best friend on Plexus, which is great. And you are going to love those people. You're going to support them. You're going to make sure that those products are working correctly for them. But you are going to lead the 20% of your team that is all in the business. That's usually just a handful of runners. We call them runners because together we're running towards our big dreams. And so you are going to lead those people. You're going to pour in the majority of your time into those people who are wanting to grow personally, who are wanting to to start sharing or are sharing the business. You're going to really want to pour into the majority of your time into that. And then you're going to help your new ambassadors set realistic goals. Now, in the beginning, these might be some lofty goals, but you want to share with them what an ambassador's goals. Every single one of us, I think, we all want to have 3 new ambassadors a month. We all want to achieve about 500 PV or more, because that's going to get you 25% commission. Now, those are lofty goals for a brand new ambassador, but you still want to encourage them to get there. Now, I've seen people blow that away in the first month, and then I've seen people get that in about 2 months or so. So just knowing that we share the realistic goals with them. Then we want to encourage them to make a Frank's list. And we want to help them with their first post. That's usually the biggest one, that sometimes it takes a week or so to get it out. Some people were able to make that post right when they sign up. But you want to encourage them and help them. If that means helping them write their first post, editing it for them, anything like that, help them, share resources with them to get them to make that first post, and then making daily posts. You want to encourage them because they may feel like they're posting to a brick wall. And so you want to encourage them to continue and be consistent. And then you also want to teach them how to share products. And so do some product training with them, share some videos and some training with them. Different resources that you want for yourself and that you want for your team is the plexuslearningcenter.com. That is the Plexus blog, and on there are so many different resources that you can go through and that you can share. plexuspowertools.com is a website that is run by a Plexus ambassador, and on there is all compliant documents, information, graphics that you can share. They're all compliant. So you just sign up, and it's $10 a year. And I can tell you this, this has been one of the better things that I have done, because I have gotten there's getting started as an ambassador, there's responses to initial customers or new customers. There's all kinds of business building information on there. So it's a fantastic resource. The third resource is going to your back office and getting to the knowledge base. Now in there's answer FAQs, facts, and questions, and different things like, is there gluten in any of the products? Is there soy in any of the products? You can look through some of the question answers. There is a comp plan overview recording on the telephone number listed with the code there. If you need that, just let me know. You can call in and listen to that. And there's also a ton of comp plan overviews on YouTube that you can just Google. Then on Wednesday nights, there's opportunity calls from corporate. And so usually there's 1, sometimes 2 different opportunity calls that are amazing to listen to. YouTube is going to be your best friend. Resources, and like I said, we are blessed so greatly to have such amazing resources with some of the leaders in this company. I can tell you that I have subscribed to all of these different YouTube channels. The first one is Sonia Dudley. She is amazing. She has so many different videos that are training videos for ambassadors. Sarah Marble is another one who I love, love, love. Simply Kristen and Plexus U are from the ABARTs, and they are Diamond Ambassadors, and they have lots of great resources that you can just jump on. If you have questions, a lot of those are videos that you can share with your team or with potentials. Then Plexus Worldwide on YouTube has all of their Diamond documentaries on there. They have their weekly opportunity calls, all of that fun stuff. Then Molly Orr, Tim and Michelle Thomas, Lori Harrison, Melissa Eichenhorst, and they all have fantastic things. Ame Darling is a master nutritionist, and she has a ton of product videos that explain the ins and outs of the science and the ingredients behind them. So lots and lots of things. So if I'm ever in need of something, I usually go to YouTube and I just search for something with Plexus, and there's lots of resources there. Now the compensation plan. The compensation plan is going to be where we are all qualified for commission every month. So every month you need, in order to be qualified for commission, you need to have 100 PV or personal volume, and that usually it's just a little bit below the dollar amount. So 100 PV needs to go through your account. Now, ambassador, anything that you as an ambassador make as a personal order, or anything that a retail or preferred customer of yours orders, count towards your PV for the month. So if you have, let's see, if you order a triplex combo for yourself, you've automatically hit 101 PV and you are good for the month. If you personally need to not make an order that month, but yet you have a retail customer that orders the triplex, again, you hit the 100 mark and you are qualified to go. To see your PV and your downlines PV, all you have to do is go to your back office and under detailed genealogy and then current PV, and it's all listed there. The backup order. Now this is where some people get confused on what a backup order is. A backup order is basically a fail-safe for us. It is, if you do not make a manual order of 100 PV that month, your backup order is your fail-safe, and it's going to process and it's going to ship at the end of the month or whatever day you set it on, so that you ensure that you don't run out of your products. Now, what happens is you have to keep your backup order turned on to be commission qualified. So I want all of my leaders, everyone who is working the business, you need to have your backup order on, or you will not receive a paycheck. Now, I have turned mine on. I've had it on from the very beginning. I set it for the last day of the month, but it has never, ever shipped because I always go in and I make my manual order whenever I need product. Or I have had a retail customer and that has hit my 100 PV qualification. So please, please, please keep yours on, but also you need to be sharing this with your new ambassadors, okay? This is an easy thing for people to get confused on and to not see the value in it. Now, even if your new ambassadors are not intent on working the business and they don't really care about commissions, I want you to explain to them that they make money back on their own purchases. So even if they don't care about the business side of it, it's imperative that they keep their backup order on and they will make money back on their own purchases. And so it's basically, it can turn into an auto qualification or an auto shipment if they want. They can just go in and put their backup order on a certain day and have it shipped to them every single month on that day with no questions asked, which is great for a lot of our wholesale ambassadors who don't want to make a manual order or have to think about that. So backup order is something we really, really need to train our people on. Now there's 11 different ways of earning. It gets pretty amazing how we are compensated in a variety of different ways. And I think that that's what our compensation is so generous, because we get paid for pouring in and building our businesses in a lot of different ways. The first part is going to be commissions. Now, as a Plexus ambassador, you have a replicated website where you can purchase, of course, you purchase your own products through your personal website, but you also can send that website to friends and family so they can order as retail or preferred customers. Now, when they do that, you get their PV. So whatever their PV is in that order, that goes straight to you. Now, when at the end of the month, if you have 101 to 499 PV, you get 15% on all of that, which is exciting. If you hit 500 PV, you all of a sudden get 25% back, which is a huge jump. So your commissions is where you're going to make a pretty good amount of money, especially if you hit that 500 PV. You also get an override of 5% commission on the qualifying sales of the ambassadors that you personally sponsor. So any of your level ones, you get 5% commission from their PV. The next is business building bonuses. Now, I love this because we get paid our commission check on the 15th of every month. But these business building bonuses are paid weekly. So whenever you have a brand new ambassador join your team, they will purchase a welcome pack that is either $99 or $199. Now you, as the ambassadors, 50% of that welcome pack is paid out to the ambassadors. As the sponsor, you get paid either $50 or $25, depending on which welcome pack they purchase. You get 50% of that as their personal sponsor. Now, your second upline is going to get 25% of that. Your third and fourth upline is going to get 15 and 10%. So these are paid out the following Friday. So if you were sponsoring somebody this week, next Friday you're going to get a paycheck, which is really great because it's just extra money that comes in that I have so many times gotten a paycheck and had no idea that it was coming, and it's kind of like a little surprise, and you're like, oh, let's go out to eat or to the movies, something like that. So these weekly checks are really fun. Now, pay points. This is where we start seeing some of the bigger paychecks coming in. When you have a qualified ambassador, or a qualified ambassador on your team, they are awarded a point for what levels they are on. So if you personally sponsor somebody, that is called your level 1. So say I signed up my sister. So my sister is my level 1. And at the end of the month, if she has hit her 100, she's ordered $100 worth or PV, then she is given, or I'm given 5 points for her. Okay. My second and third levels. So if my sister signed up her best friend, that would be my second level. My second level is also worth 5 points. Third level is worth 5 points. Then it starts decreasing. Now, the reason it starts decreasing is because on your 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th levels, you probably don't know those people. And you may be pouring into them a little bit, but the majority of your time and the majority of your effort is going to be poured into your level 1s, your level 2s, your level 3s, training them up so that they can continue pouring into their team. But you still get points on all the way down to level 7. So at the end of the month, what happens is at the end of the month, all the profits are calculated, and 50% of the profits go back to the company, and that is for all of keeping the lights on, making the products themselves, any of the paychecks for any of the I can't think any of the warehouse, anybody that's working with Plexus, any of the corporate workers. And then 50% goes back to its ambassadors, which is incredible. And the way that they divide that out is based on your pay points. So at the end of the month, depending on the profits, the pay point is established. And I believe they never go below $1.80. They can go up to $4 and all in between. So at the end of the month, the pay point is established. And then based on how many points you have is what you are paid. So if I just have 3 people on my team that are all level 1s. Each of those are worth 5 points. So at the end of the month, I have 3 times 5 is 15. I have 15 points. Well, let's say it's, $3.50. I would times that by 15. So that's where your pay points, as your team expands, your pay points is where your money is going to be. Preferred customers. Now you receive bonuses every single time a preferred customer orders. Now, preferred customer is where they sign up and they have a monthly auto ship. So their products come to them every single month, the same order, the same date, and they get a discount for that. They get about a 10% discount for doing that. They can cancel at any time. They can upgrade to wholesale, but it's a fantastic way for customers to get their products, and they get a little bit of a discount getting them every single month. Now you, as the ambassador, you get a preferred customer bonus. So each product that we have is assigned a preferred customer bonus amount. So if your preferred customer orders Plexus Slim, you automatically get $15. If they order the Pro Bio, you automatically get $5. So if they're ordering several different products, you can see that adds up pretty quickly. Now you get that on top of getting their PV. So you're also going to get their PV that goes into your PV for commissions at the end of the month. Now, achievement bonuses are a fun little extra way that we get paid. Whenever you rank up in the company, you get a special bonus of congratulations. And so when you achieve the rank of Silver Ambassador, which is 3 qualified ambassadors underneath you, you get a $100 bonus. When you achieve Gold Ambassador, you get a $250 bonus, and it continues on all the way up to $750 for a Senior Ruby. Now, the cool thing is after you hit Senior Ruby, you move into the jewels, the jewel rank of the company, which is Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond. And there, you don't get achievement rank bonuses anymore. You instead get monthly bonus pools, which is an actual percent of the profits of the company. There's also fast start bonuses. So whenever a brand new ambassador comes in and achieves the rank of Gold Ambassador within their first 30 days, they get a $350 bonus. Whenever they come in, they could do Senior Gold Ambassador within the first 30 days, they would get a $700 bonus. So fast start bonuses are amazing, and there are absolutely people who do that. It's a pretty incredible thing to see. And like I was saying before, Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond are the jewel levels of the company. And this is where when you become an Emerald Ambassador, you qualify for the Plexus Lexus program, which is where they have a program for all Emeralds get a $500 ability to go in and pick out a Lexus of their choice, and Plexus pays for that. You also get a free trip to Hawaii. This year it's in Kona, and you get to go on that every year. And when you move into Sapphire and Diamond, you continue to get all of that. And but you also get a larger Emerald pool. You get an Emerald pool, which is 3% of the entire profits of the company is divided among all the Emeralds. When you move into Sapphire, you continue to get the Emerald pool, but you also get an additional 1% for the Sapphire pool. So you're getting a total of 4% of the company's profits divided among you all. Then the Diamond, you get another 1%. And then the 11th way to earn is called the Diamond Re-Entry Program. And that is where, as a Diamond Ambassador, once you've earned enough points, you can sign yourself up underneath yourself. So essentially you become a level 1 for yourself, and you can go through the entire rank process again and get paid on yourself, double. So wanted to end with this, that you can work your business part-time, but you cannot do it sometimes. So it's all about belief, and it's all about consistency. And want you to know that we are here for you. We are here committed to training you, to supporting you, and encouraging you. in what your goal, what your why is. We want to help you achieve that.